Welcome back to Ferris Sports Update. Time to check in with Bulldog Hockey, and with us, head coach Bob Daniels. And Coach, welcome to the show.
Good to be here, Robert.
I know, good to be back at home. I had a long road trip a week or so ago to St. Lawrence and came back at open CCHA play against Bemidji State this past weekend.
Yeah, thank you, Rob. And it was a long trip back home. That I think it was like a 13-and-a-half-hour bus ride on the way back. And so, we ended up giving them last Monday off just because we got, home mid-afternoon on Sunday. And I think that paid dividends. They needed rest more than anything. And, we played a very good Bemidji State team. And it was a great weekend series. I thought both teams really battled hard. We thought going into the weekend that it was going to be, just you're trying to gauge off a video. And we played them in the playoffs last year, so we're familiar with them. And we thought it would be a pretty even series, and it turned out it was.
Did those early season tests kind of get you ready for CCHA play? Took on some very good teams in Western Michigan, St. Lawrence, and obviously Miami. Yeah,
I think it did a terrific job. I thought, realistically, all the teams we played, I thought were good. They competed hard. I think the class of the group was probably Western Michigan. They're a good hockey club, and I think they were undefeated going into last weekend. They did lose at Boston College, but that was a game where they actually had the lead late in the game and gave up a shorthanded goal and ended up eventually losing.
As we go to the highlights, we'll start with the opener on Friday night. And nice to be back at home, and got off to a solid start here in this opening period of play.
Yeah, it was good to be home. And I thought we played really well the entire weekend, and I thought they did too. In this game, I thought the difference probably was Noah West. I thought it was pretty darn even in terms of scoring chances and shots on goal. And, we were able to finish a few more of ours than they were able to. But I thought, Noah had an outstanding game.
Of course, we'll see you guys take the early lead here in this contest coming up shortly. And nice to get off to a great start and get that opening goal.
Well, particularly how we got it was shorthanded, so we scored a shorthanded goal. Really a good play by Caleb Bergang, feeding Nico DeVita, and a good finish by him to put us on the board. And that's our second shorthanded goal of the year. We didn't have any last year. So, and I know Coach Kaufman, who works on our penalty kill, he emphasized, trying to score some shorthanded goals this year. It's quite a lift. Here you see him getting the equalizer, tying the game, and it was really more than anything a bad break on Trevor Talene. The puck, I think it went off of one of our players up in the air, and that created a 2-on-1 for them.
Of course, Nico DeVita got the opening goal, named the CCHA Defenseman of the Week. And here in the second period, you guys had a nice performance, able to get a couple goals, a couple big ones here in the second period of play.
Yeah, and this goal was set up, Xavier Jean-Louis, that's his first college goal with us. But it was set up by Matt Corbett, who, it's one of his, first games of the year and first games of his career, and he's comes away with a goal and assist, and he had a really good weekend.
Obviously, here taking a 3-1 lead. How important was it to kind of maintain this lead here in the second period?
It was really important because, you want to, if anything, you want to add to it. And now we're starting to get, you'll see both last 30 seconds of the period, Noah West makes a couple big saves. There's Corbett's goal, his first collegiate goal, and it was good to see him get it. He's been really playing well for us.
Obviously, here playing at home, nice to see the fans come out and really kind of get into the game here on Friday night.
It sure was, and those are the saves right there I was talking about. We're inside a minute. You don't want to give them a goal. You don't want to go into the locker room. And 4-1's completely different than, going out for the third 4-2. You'll see here eventually, here right now, they're close to 4-2 on really good play. Not much Noah could have done on it, but from that point on, then we were able to hold on and get the 4-2 win.
Victory on Friday night. You knew Bemidji State in the last few years has been a really good team near the top of the CCHA, and you knew they were going to come back and really try to put together a better performance the following night.
Yeah, I felt that way. I thought they had a really good push the first 10 minutes, and we knew they were going to come out hard. But I thought we played a great game too. I really did. Watching that game back on video and seeing the chances we had. Hey, we just ran into a hot goalie. Scholl was a CCHA goalie of the year last year in our league, and he showed us why. And we had some great chances. We just couldn't finish. But I couldn't say we played any differently this game than we had the game before. It's just pucks didn't go in for us, and they did for them.
You mentioned the chances. Really, both games, the shots pretty identical here for both teams.
Yeah, it was close. And one of the things I did like about Saturday's game, I really liked how our power play looked. I thought our power play looked, even though we didn't score a power play goal, we got one. Jean-Louis, like 2 seconds after their penalty expired, and because of that, it goes down as even strength. But in all, realistically, it was a power play goal, and you can see we're on the power play now, and we're getting opportunities, we're getting looks. It's just eventually they're going to start going in. You can see here, Cole Birch is going to get a great opportunity just on the side of the slot, and it didn't go in, but it's not his fault. Scholl, goaltender, gets the blame on that.
Obviously, for a lot of your guys playing their first CCHA contest, and games mean a little bit more with points on the line here in these games.
Yeah, they do. They do. It takes on a little bit more of an added sense of urgency. You can see that it was a good rebound goal that they scored. But I like the fact that we came out in the third period. We played really hard. I mean, it's hard to come back from three. They knew the night before when they were trying to come back on us from 3 down. But we kept battling and playing hard right to the end.
How important was it to go into this series and come away with some points and get a split on the weekend?
Yeah, it was. It's a funny thing. If you lose the game Friday and win Saturday, you feel great about the split. If you win Friday and get beat on Saturday, not so much. So we don't feel quite as good, and you've got to. That's the hard thing when you play Friday, Saturdays like we do. If you don't win both, or if you don't win that Saturday game, it's a long week of, you come to the rink. And I know the guys were down today when they showed up this morning for practice, but, it's like, okay, well, we did some really good things. Let's build on that. We did some things that we want to correct, and let's work on that. But all in all, I was happy with the performance, the effort, just not the result on Saturday night.
Obviously, this week you put that one behind you, and you got a tough opponent in Bowling Green, which has been a great rivalry here over the years in the CCHA.
It really has, and I don't know, Rob, you probably know this better than I, but I think it's probably one of the teams we faced the most and since we've turned Division I 50 years ago, and we've had great contests with them. Faced them numerous times in the playoff. Games are always good. They're close. Now they've got a coaching change this year, so a different staff. It'll be more important than ever to watch the video, try to get a feel for how their style of play is now that they've had this coaching change. And as of yet, I haven't had a chance to see them, but obviously during the week now I will.
Well, Coach, best of luck here as you travel to Ohio this weekend for a Friday-Saturday series against the Falcons.
Thank you, Rob.
We'll be back with more Ferris Sports Update right after this.